We have SinglePoint Inc., trades on the OTC Pink sheets under the symbol SINGD, and is a renewable energy and sustainable lifestyle company focused on providing environmentally friendly energy efficiencies and healthy living solutions. Joining me is Wil Ralston, president of SinglePoint. Wil is with us today. Welcome, Wil.
Thanks, Anna. Thanks for having us on.
Happy to hear your presentation. Take it away whenever you're ready.
Sounds great. Well, thanks everybody for joining the presentation here. My name is Wil Ralston. I am the president of SinglePoint Inc., OTC ticker symbol SING. And I'm going to walk everybody through where SinglePoint has come from and what we're on to now, and really the growth path and strategy for the company. So again, thanks for joining, and look forward to answering any questions here at the end of the presentation. So just to give you some background on SinglePoint, where we came from, we've really always been a company that's really pride ourselves on taking that first mover advantage and being able to jump on to different technologies. And specifically, it started back in the text messaging days. And SinglePoint as a company developed a lot of different text messaging platforms. And from there, when I came into the company, we were really working to place those text messaging systems into different restaurants, stadiums, and things like that. And we were really just ahead of the curve on that. Because as you know now, you can't go into any restaurant or place like that without having some sort of text message opt-in system. So from there, we spun that into being able to work with doing marketing messaging and different things for the cannabis space. And again, a little bit ahead of the time there. Now, cannabis is legal in a majority of the states throughout the U.S. And, that's how that's kind of played out. And we've moved that into payment systems. And we kept going on to these things where we had technologies that we believed would benefit an emerging industry. So we were always looking at that first mover advantage. So from there, about 18 months ago, we said, hey, look, we've got some technology, we've got some experience, and we're seeing solar come in and renewable come in as a major second wave here. The prices have come down, it's affordable, it makes a lot of economic sense for people to go solar. So a little bit more than 18 months ago, we acquired a company called Direct Solar America. They are a solar broker, and we're doing white glove premium services throughout the US right now, where we're actually taking a lead, a residential or small commercial solar party that wants to get, whether they're panels or get more efficient within their building, and be able to walk them through the process from conceptualization of what their solar project is going to be through to the install process through one of our preferred partners. So that's how we got to where we're at today, in being able to really take a homeowner or commercial business, go solar, battery backup, energy efficient appliance, and really have that nationwide network that we're working on building. So with that said, I'll dive into it here. 2020, we spent a lot of time really building the infrastructure of the company to be able to build this national network that we're looking at to build out and achieve. 2019, of course, was the first year that we acquired Direct Solar of America, which really planted our flag in the solar space. The company that we had bought had previously been operating as a full EPC company, meaning they did everything from sale to install. And we went ahead and took that model and adjusted it a little bit so that we could go ahead and scale. Because as with any installers, there's lots of overhead, lots of different components to go ahead and set up in each different state. So we took the sales aspect of it, as that's what we saw really scalable, being able to drop different sales teams into different states, being able to provide that white glove service, because that was really what was missing in the solar industry. You have a lot of people that go out and install, but not a whole lot of people that are in companies focused on the whole process of going solar and what that can mean for your business or for your residential space. So we were really driving that infrastructure build throughout 2019, throughout 2020, where we actually took the company from operating in just 4 locations to over 38 states now. And that really happened through a lot of different process and infrastructure implementation on our end, but also because we were able to take some of our technology and background experience and being able to connect people in different ways as opposed to just door to door, which was the traditional sales model. So SinglePoint has been in some different industries, as I've mentioned, and what we've really done is taken ourselves and said, hey, we're going to focus completely on solar and renewable space. So we've got this grid here of what the company currently looks like. And if you've been keeping up with the company, you've seen that we've actually taken the proper actions to go ahead and effect a spinoff into a newly public entity that is going to take all of the non-core, non-energy assets related to it and become a new entity. And we actually did a 1-for-1 dividend spinoff to all our current shareholders. And additionally, we've added additional companies since then as well in the solar and renewable space. So we've got Direct Solar America, which really planted the flag for the company. We've got EnergyWise, which really is a top of the funnel. We run Google Ads, PPC, Facebook, lots of different things that generate a lot of the customers for the company. We've got Single Solar, which somebody can go to singlesolar.com and get an instant quote for approximately what it looks like to go solar. And then we have our first installer that's licensed in 2 states, which is SunUp Solar. And as you can tell, we're working to build this infrastructure that allows us to go from the initial lead all the way to the installation. And with that, we're creating an accretive pipeline for our homeowners to work within that really makes it very easy for the homeowner or residential business or commercial business to go ahead and get to a new solar plan. As we continue to grow out, we believe there's going to be multiple opportunities, and we believe this is going to be just a massive opportunity for SinglePoint to go ahead and add accretive acquisitions to this national network that we're working on building. And once that network is planted, as it has in multiple states so far, we'll be able to add in new solutions for homeowners, such as battery backup, which we've been doing a lot of lately in most of our pitches to homeowners and businesses. We also believe that with our latest acquisition of Box, we're going to have energy efficient appliances. So not only are we helping reduce your amounts of energy uses, but with solar, we're helping offset, where you're pulling that energy from. There's going to be lots of opportunities for the company to continue to expand that footprint into more renewable and healthy lifestyle solutions, such as EV charging, solar as a subscription, and additional energy efficient appliances. The reason that we're having this second wave of solar is the cost has come down significantly, over 70% in the last 10 years in a reduction of cost for people to go solar. It's really making a lot of economic sense to go solar and renewable, including battery backup. And the reason we started with solar is because that's really where it all stems from. You get your solar panels, you get your battery backup system that's constantly recharged by solar. And at a point in time, we'll get into having individual inverters for each panel, and you can actually turn off and on potentially whether you're using energy from the grid at peak hours, or if you're able to use your battery backup at peak hours, you can reduce your bill and reduce your carbon footprint overall. There's only about 4%. And so it really means that there's a huge opportunity for us because of these eligible homes and commercial businesses. We've only covered about 4% of the market. So as we continue to grow our installation footprint to more and more states and continue to grow the solutions we have and the services we provide, there's a lot of ground for us to cover with these solutions. We see ourselves as being able to come in and provide an end-to-end solution. And that's really been the driving force behind it, is there's a customer service component here that's always been really missing in the industry, because the traditional model is for door knockers to come around. You probably had one come to your house, especially if you're in Arizona. They'll knock on your door and they'll try to say, hey, I'd like to, sell you solar and see if it makes sense for your house. Can you give me a utility bill? Can I look at your roof? And really they're there trying to close that deal on the first time around. And then they take you to a different contractor who only has a certain set of lenders, who only has a certain set of materials. Really what we're looking to do is condense that process and make it easier for everybody and provide the solution that makes the most sense for the homeowner. So since we have multiple contractors, that means we can have multiple lenders. That means we can have different suppliers. So you may be able to get a better system fit for your house or for your business than just a one-off from a certain specific contractor, because we're building this network. Over the last year, we've been able to establish some industry-leading partnerships with some of the largest partners out there. So through a first-of-its-kind agreement, we've been able to work with Solagent, who is the nation's largest material supplier. We've been able to work with LoanPal, who funds approximately 80% of residential installations. And that's really been able to help us solidify our position and, again, prove out the model that we're building on makes sense, because a lot of these companies are looking at us and saying, hey, that We like that. We like the fact that you're going to have a network of installers that we can work through you to supply materials to, that we can work through you to supply financing through. And then additionally, it's brought a lot of value add to real estate companies such as My Home Group, where they're able to go and make a differentiated pitch for their homeowners and provide additional services for their brokers and their agents. So being able to drive new homeowners into our platform and have the solution for those homeowners that makes a lot of sense has been the basis for continuing to grow this business. We're looking at building the first truly national network of installers. We're, as you saw from SunUp Solar, we've got our first 2 licenses there, and we'll continue to get state-by-state licenses until we have the first truly national network. And the reason for that is we believe that there's a huge opportunity for some of the larger players out there that say, hey, they've put the effort in and the work in to actually successfully build this network of installers, and it could be a great acquisition opportunity for them at the end of the day. So we've identified additional, and we have different companies that we're vetting out right now to add to that. Not only will that help build profitability and revenue, but it'll help build out the first truly national solar network of installers throughout the U.S. So as we've gone over here, Direct Solar, again, it was our initial acquisition in the space, and it's really been able to help us get in, understand the space, get educated on the space, and be able to drive the solutions to the homeowners with a single point of contact for the homeowners and residential commercial businesses that we bring in through our pipeline. And it's a customer-centric solution. So it's fully managed from the beginning to the end. We have every piece, is tracked and traced, and we're able to easily walk a homeowner through. It's not a walk in, get your solar system, and then you're on to the next person. You actually have an account manager that will help you walk through your process. As we continue to grow, we'll be able to provide multiple different solutions throughout the U.S. And again, in the last 18 months, we've taken this business from just 4 states to over 38 states. Some of the largest states we operate in right now are Texas, Illinois, Florida, North Carolina, and a lot of that is because there's opportunities for rebates in those states for the customers. Our latest acquisition of EnergyWise has actually been able to really help grow all sides of the business because of the lead generation side. The team over there, it was really an acquisition of talent and the technology that they had built as they've worked with some of the largest solar providers in the nation, including SunEdison. They've consulted for different companies like Vivint and Sunrun. So we're really looking to bring the expertise of the founders of that company that have been able to bring name brand clients to actually working with EnergyWise and thus SinglePoint. So a focus of EnergyWise, again, is to bring a customer from the very beginning of I'm just interested in solar all the way down into actually becoming a customer of one of our clients that is actually going to sell and install the solar for them. The next evolution in solar is going to be being able to purchase online. So we've taken that first step in Single Solar. And what that represents is being able to log on, do all of your education, all the research, everything you need to do to get comfortable with going solar, and then be able to schedule and plan, your entire installation if it makes sense for you. We've already seen companies like Tesla that are working to do this, but they're not quite there providing an exact fit. And that's the goal of Single Solar, is to actually build a customized solution for your home. And what we do to utilize that is actually taking satellite imageries of the roof and being able to design a custom fit solution. And this is the next evolution of solar. People and consumers have gotten comfortable with making these larger scale purchases. And that's going to lead us to be able to actually just make this a seamless solution for customers all over the nation. touching a little bit on Box Pure Air, there's a lot of questions around, well, how does this fit into your narrative? And again, this is an energy efficient appliance. It's a very, top of mind appliance right now for, people getting back to school, getting back to work. We believe that being able to offer the energy efficiency solutions really works in the renewable side of the business, as we work to not only, reduce your amount of energy, but also offset what you are pulling from the grid. So Box Pure Air is a industry leading, we've manufactured essentially a air scrubbing box that has been able to get UL listed, FDA compliant, ASHRAE conformance, and removes all of these allergens and pollens, viruses and pathogens from communal areas. And what that's really been able to get us into is having these conversations with different school districts, different office buildings, and even into residential, where air quality is a huge concern right now. So Box has been doing a great job of being able to put out these bids and have these discussions to move their units into schools and office buildings as well. Over the last year, as we've continued to grow the infrastructure of this company, we had a successful 2020 in being able to create additional infrastructure and grow our network of installers, be able to grow the amount of customers that we've actually reached out to and worked towards compared to 2019, and then be able to increase our operating states. So again, from 4 to 38 states in just that, basically the end of 2019 throughout 2020. And as we've done that, we've been able to create additional margin through the different acquisitions so that we can run the entire process through an internal chain. Over the first 9 months of 2020, we were able to generate about $2.5 million in revenue. We were able to continue to grow our gross profit, and we removed all the convertible debt from the external convertible debt from the company. So the company, again, infrastructurally and foundationally, we were able to make a lot of changes. We had debt on the books that we were able to remove, which really positioned the company to become stronger, and there's no more convertible debt on the books. We've been able to reduce our operational expenses, and we've been able to just grow out the team and the infrastructure for the company. This is a slide a little bit about our core group that runs SinglePoint. We have Greg Lambrecht, the founder and chairman, myself, Wil Ralston, the president, and we have Corey Lambrecht, who's the CFO. We've all been working on this business for Greg's been here for 11 years, I've been here for 7, and Corey's been here for the last 2. And there's been some fundamental changes over the last couple of years that have really positioned this company to go ahead and work towards making that next step towards a NASDAQ or listed exchange. At the end of the day, what we're working on doing is disrupting one of the largest industries out there in the energy market. We believe there's a massive expansion of opportunity for the company, and being able to provide different accretive sources of energy efficiency, and being able to really help individuals, residential, commercial, be able to offset their energy consumption. Thank you for watching our presentation, and look forward to taking any questions that you may have.
Thank you so much, Wil. Great presentation. And we have quite a few questions we'll try to answer here, but then we'll send them directly to you so you can answer them directly in your own time. All right. Great. So question is, why the initial focus on solar? Do you see any near-term opportunities to expand your platform and footprint into other areas of renewable energy industry?
Yeah. So, the initial focus on solar is because that's really where it stemmed from for us, right? If you're going solar is going to then feed you're looking to offset your energy consumption, and solar is going to then in turn feed your battery backup systems, your electric vehicle. And additionally, it's just, that's where it all bases from. And we believe that once you go solar, we're able to provide additional add-on solutions as you may see fit for your specific use case. And absolutely, we believe that there's a huge market for EV, solar as a subscription, there's going to be some additional add-ons to this services as well.
So you guys recently announced a reverse split and spinoff of one of your 1606 Corp. What was the strategy behind doing that?
Absolutely. So we really wanted to focus on solar and renewable, and having these other entities inside SinglePoint not only became, there is an expense, but from a management and time standpoint, there's a lot there, and they're very viable, great businesses. 1606 has really expanded its footprint, and we believe there's a huge opportunity for that business, but they needed to have their own focus. They needed to have their own management teams. And so what we did is we went ahead and took 1606 and did a 1-for-1 spinoff. So any of our existing shareholders got the exact amount of shares in 1606 that they had in SinglePoint. And so that's what took place on the spinoff side. As far as the reverse split side, that took effect. And again, we believe that being a new solar, purely focused on the renewable space, there's a real opportunity for us to get to a listed exchange, and being able to affect that reverse, through lots of discussion with different capital partners, different interested parties, and working with us that love the vision. It was a fundamental step in us really structuring the company to grow to that next level and have the visibility from, other people in the industry to help us move up to getting to a listed exchange.
So a little bit more about 1606. What are the next steps for 1606, and is it going to be a public company? And if so, how will the shareholders receive it?
Yeah, so the next steps for 1606 is there's a pay date that'll happen here in the next couple of weeks. And basically, DTC is letting us know how many shares of SinglePoint each person had, each individual had of SinglePoint, so that we can go ahead and issue those new shares to the respectful shareholder. From there, we will have to file a registration statement to register those shares. Once SECs deem that effective, we will be able to go ahead and file what's called a Form 211 through a broker and through FINRA to go ahead and get a listed exchange, to get onto an exchange so that the shares can begin trading. So, probably a couple weeks of process, but that's the general synopsis of how it should happen.
Okay. And what can we as investors or other interested parties know about the latest acquisition of Box Pure Air LLC coming into the school systems?
Well, Box is, it's a really exciting opportunity for the company. We've got exclusive distribution rights to multiple states, including South America. We've sent out over $50 million in RFPs to different schools and are having conversations with multiple of those that have been sent out to moving towards next steps. It's, everybody walks into a building and anywhere you might go, and we've really focused on, maybe you've seen water filtration. You can walk in and choose to drink somebody's water, but you can't come in and choose to drink, or, choose to breathe somebody's air. So we believe that in creating these safe air environments, not only can we help people get back to school and get back to the office, but there's a mandate out there for it. This federal funding just put out about $170 billion for schools to go ahead and, majority is going to be spent on retrofitting air systems, making sure the air is clean. And this is not just a, hey, oh my gosh, let's, here's an opportunity. Airbox was actually designed in 2016 by an engineer that designs for clean rooms, has a NASCAR team that they design NASCAR parts for, and they're building out, clean rooms for semiconductor facilities, and they continue to do that. But this Airbox was part of that, so that they could make sure there's no particles or anything like that affecting these clean rooms for these large semiconductor companies. And it just so happens that this has happened, the current state of the world right now, and this is a great solution for it. So it's a best in class. It's UL listed, FDA compliant, ASHRAE compliant. It's built in a facility that's completely licensed for everything that it needs to be doing to get all of those requirements. And again, it's a phenomenal product and solution to go ahead and put into school classrooms, put into commercial office buildings, and even residential. So we're really excited about the Airbox opportunity.
With that, have any of the bids been accepted for the public schools?
That's something that'll be announced as soon as it can become publicly available.
Perfect. Talk to me a little bit about, here's a question. What's the biggest opportunity for your company? Solar installation, battery installation, or financing? Where is the biggest opportunity?
So there's three components there, right? Because every installation needs a financing solution. I shouldn't say every. There are some people that pay cash, but there is the majority of the time you are financing it. So again, we're stemming from the solar part of this business. And we're of the opinion at this point, especially what we've seen in the last, 6, 9 months, year, is you really should be putting battery backup systems with your solar. So it's really a married solution in our opinion. And that's what we're going to work to continue to push. You should have battery for redundancy purposes, for safety purposes. If you have big winds and fires out in California, it's an important there. If you have freezes like we just saw in Texas, it's important that you have these components together. So it's really, they work collaboratively, short end of it. But ultimately, again, we got into solar. We're putting solar panels on roofs, the ground mounts, and everything else, and that's where it stems from. But at the end of the day, we're putting all three of them together to move forward for every residential and commercial business.
When do you expect to declare formal financials for SinglePoint?
Working hard on them. We'll be releasing those as soon as they're ready. There's a lot of activity in Q1 that goes into subsequent events because of the growth of the company. Additionally, with the the payoff of the debt, we removed all of our derivative liabilities. And I think that's an important point for people to understand, is that there's no derivative liabilities and there's no external convertible debt. So the calculations on doing that is wonderful for the balance sheet, because essentially we've eliminated about $7 to $9 million in debt and derivative liabilities down to zero. So huge achievement for the company, a lot of work for the company, and it happened late in the year. So we've been working hard on getting that done, but we expect those to be out very shortly.
We do have quite a few more questions, so we're going to send these directly to you so you can answer on your own time. But Wil, fantastic presentation. Please end this presentation, as you will, with some closing remarks and where people can find out more information.
Absolutely. So you can always find more information at SinglePoint.com. That's your best source. We'll always have the most up-to-date information for us. You can reach out to us at info@SinglePoint.com for a direct communication. And always, as well as Sing, S-I-N-G, at jtcir.com. We'll be able to help you with any questions as well from an investor relations standpoint. Again, my name is Wil Ralston, president of SinglePoint. I really appreciate everybody tuning in here, and we'll be answering those questions and getting them back out to you as soon as we can. Thank you all.
Great presentation, Wil. Thank you so much. We look forward to all of your updates.
Thank you, Anna. Have a great day.
Thank you for joining us. All right, everyone, we have some more fantastic presentations coming up in just a second. We are going to take a quick break as we transition to the next presenter, but stay with us. You'll see a black screen and we'll pop right back on. So we'll see you very soon.